Okay, so number 3 and number 5 here. For number 3, look at the denominators. Right now these are over 1. So you got 1, r, and 1. You're trying to figure out what is the least common denominator between 1, r, and 1, and it would be r. So now I'm going to multiply everything by r. So if I multiply this by r, this by r, and this by r, well, here r times r is r squared. Over here the r's would cancel out and you'd be left with 5. And then over here you have negative 6r. So that's my new equation to solve. Since there's an r squared and an r on the same side, and treat it like a quadratic. And now we're thinking what two numbers multiply to give me 5, add to give me 6, so that'd be 5 and 1. Okay, so if that equals 0, that means r equals negative 5 and negative 1. I want to check for extraneous circumstances. I can't remember if the assignment tells you to do that or not on these problems. If it does tell you to do it, when you plug that back in the original problem, you got negative 5, if I'm plugging negative 5 in, plus 5 over negative 5 equals negative 6. That'd be true, because negative 5, that'd be negative 1 does equal negative 6. And then negative 1 plus 5 over negative 1, does that equal negative 6 also? Negative 1 plus negative 5 does equal negative 6, so they both are solutions. Down here on number 5, same idea, trying to find that least common denominator. So 4, 5, and 1, the least common denominator would be 20. So I'm going to multiply everything by 20. So multiply this by 20, this by 20, and this by 20. So 20 and 4, that'd be 5 and 1. So I'm going to distribute out, that'd be 5y plus 35. 5 and 20 reduced to 4. So it'd be a minus 4y and a minus negative 72. So it'd be plus 72. And then that's going to equal 40. Okay, so no squareds here, no y squared. So a little bit easier than the top one. And I got 5y minus 4y would just be y plus 107 equals 40. Subtract 107. That'd be negative 67. Again, I don't know if it tells you to check for extraneous circumstances, but if you plugged it back in for y up here, it does equal 2. I checked it already. So you can save some time. If it doesn't ask you to look, don't worry about that. Don't worry about plugging them back in. But hopefully that helps.